Morning, everybody. Good day, good evening, whenever you are doing this practice. Bring yourself into your dignified seated position, allowing the spine to ease upwards, supporting you as the back body supports us, spacious and long, so that it allows the front body to rest into the back body, feeling that support, that holding. And rest your hands onto your knees for a moment. And just bring yourself onto your axis, as if you gently drop a plumb line from the very crown of your head through the central body, allowing it to release down through the pelvic floor. Aligning the hips with the ribs. So there's a softness in the abdominal cavity. A softening of the shoulders from that central support. And easing upwards as you breathe in, into lightness and length. And a sense of softening the front body into the back body as you exhale. A sense of spaciousness, stability, support, from a sense of softness. Effortless effort as we sit in Svastikasana, Virasana, to breathe. Come into the space of our sadhana, our instrument to the body for this practice, right here, right now. Nowhere else to go, nothing else to do. Just to be with each breath as it gently flows in and flows out of the body. No need to rush it, force it. Just allowing. Bringing the palms into Atmanjali Mudra. Sense of support, left to right as right to left. Yet a sense of softness as the skin gently touches the skin of the other hand. Sense of allowing the breath just to be. Allowing the arms to flow internally through the spacious inner body, following their own course. Maybe only on the exhalation, maybe on the inhale and the exhale. Maybe sometimes 2 or 3 Om in that part of the breath, or maybe only 1. Om. Check in for you today how those arms resonate, vibrate within the inner body. Where they touch, how they touch. And have 3 more slightly deeper breaths, focusing fully on the arms. Completing the breath you're on. Re-lift through the spine. Re-lift through the back of the sternum. As you bow your head to your heart, making your own internal acknowledgements. As you prepare yourself for your practice now, whatever your intention, your sankalp might be for today. And maybe it's just a sense of accepting what comes as it comes. Rest the back of your hands onto your inner knees. Raise your head. Softly open the eyes. So just to recap from the last class, because as you know, the last class we did were twists. We're now going to go a little more deeply into the twists. Once more, please remember the sankalp for the last class, as I mentioned or suggested, might have been ahimsa, so non-violence. As we're taking this class a little deeper, please keep that in mind, that you go as far as your capacity is. For fun, for leela, for experimentation, we need to just sometimes go a little further and touch these poses with a sense of experimentation, exploring. So, just as I say, to recap, I'm going to turn to face the back of you, maybe standing in Tadasana. So I was mentioning these parallel lines right from the shoulders of the shoulder blades drawing down the back body, the upper buttocks drawing down the back body. In certain of the poses, if we were standing, from the calves to the heels moving down. But in turn, you have to have that equal energy shooting up. So mightily from the upper calf all the way to deep in the middle buttocks, the hamstrings, in other words, these two parallel lines of the quadratus laborum. The front of the spine that lifts up, the back of the spine that descends. So there's always these equal flows of energy up and down, from center sideways, from sideways in, spiraling round. But today, in that twisting, it's going to be a lot of that focusing on those parallel lines once more. So, bringing your hands to the wall for half Uttanasana. Take your feet as wide as your sticky mat for the moment, and stepping your feet back that you can stand into the heels. The feet might be further back than the buttocks. It's not an issue. But root the heels down, so the balls of the feet, the toes are light, easing forwards. Now root down from the upper calf through the heels, lift the thighs, and even more so those back thighs, making them spacious and lifting so the front thighs can move into the back thighs, allowing the bones of the legs to move back more and more so that the front of the spine can shoot towards the base of the skull. Shoulder blades, upper buttocks moving away from the wall as the front of the spine, those quadratus laborum, lengthening to the wall. Breathe. Create space in those vertebrae of the spinal column. Create space between the vertebrae of the spinal column. Remember, twisting, we must come first of all from a sense of space. Then we can turn. From there, bring your hands to the floor, having your hands shoulder width. Now step your feet back for Adho Mukha Svanasana. Heels down, toes, balls of the feet light. As you press your calves down, your thighs up, hamstrings lifted to deep in the buttocks. Shoulders, shoulder blades like parallel lines up the back body, upper buttocks. The quadratus laborum with the front of the spine extending towards the base of the skull. Breathe. And come down, Adho Mukha Virasana. Buttocks to heels. Long front body. Broad back body. And then slightly coming up, shift yourself over your left thigh, your left knee,
and come into Parshva, Adho Mukha Virasana. And as you shift to the left, visualize that the trunk is like a vast, spacious barrel, and you turn the whole of this barrel, this cylinder, over to the left. So the left side from hip to armpit is the same length as right side of hip to armpit. When you turn a barrel, you don't shorten one side of the barrel. So Parshva is flank. You want both flanks of the body to be equally as long. Breathe into the space, breathe out into that gentle turning the whole of the barrel. Come back to center, lengthening the spine, maintaining that space, slightly lift up. So you want to pin this left buttocks back and down. Remember, in Parivrita Trikonasana, I use the thumb. You want to pull that back and down to turn from that stable spot. Turn the whole of the barrel, turning it from left to right. Breathe. Even breathing a little more into the right side ribs, creating more space there. And then come back to center, pause, and come sitting up. Okay, we're going to go to the wall now, lying down on your back. Create a right angle with the shin horizontal, the thighs vertical, and just rest here for a moment, letting the lumbar spine settle. Let the abdomen broadly settle. So there's vast internal space, a broadness in the back body that's maintained even when we twist. Take your right leg up and put above your right ankle bone onto your left knee. Keep the alignment of your sacrum as you draw the legs towards you. So that outer right hip moves away, the outer right knee moves away. As you draw this right heel towards the left shoulder, tucking in. And release. Line the sacrum, check if you did pull it out. Make a concerted effort that this time it's not going to change. As you draw that outer right hip away from you, draw the left leg towards you. Keep the hips moving equidistant away from the armpit. So although this leg's coming in, don't let the alignment of the back body change. You can even use your left elbow to press that knee away and back as you draw your left heel towards you. But keep the hips equidistant from the armpit to keep the sacrum aligned. Breathe. Let go any need to grip, to hold back. Surrender and soften so that an opening can come. And release. Now, take your right hand to the upper calf. You can see how I've turned my hand and pulling this leg into half Padmasana. Last of all, release the hand. It allows this calf muscle to release, giving more space for the knee. Tuck this foot deep into the groin area, and now half Padmasana, draw your right leg towards you. If this does not happen, please go back to stage one again. Alignment of the sacrum as you draw the leg in. Wonderful preparation this for Padmasana, for lotus pose. Breathe. Let go, soften. Check where your resistance comes. Is it possible with ahimsa, non-violence, to allow this to take place? The knee should be at absolutely passive. No talking of the knee. The knee is completely quiet. If there's tension in the knee, pain in the knee, rather go back to the first one. Taking your left hand to the back of the calf, release the calf towards you, tucking your left foot deep into the lower abdominal area. So it comes internal of the bony structure of the hip, almost close to below your navel. Keeping the hips aligned, sacrum broad, lumbar resting back, draw your right leg towards you. Same thing here, letting that left knee ease away. You want to draw the foot closer. Breathe. Let go all resistance. Soften. Even the right toes. Soften. Soften the whole of the left foot as you allow that heel to massage the lower abdomen. And then release. Put your feet on the wall. Just rest for a moment. Then rolling over to your side, come sitting up. And for today, take a foam. Sit on a foam. I apologize. Sit at least on one foam. If you need to sit on another, please do so. If you're using blankets, you sit on blankets, get bricks, but take a support to sit on. And also have another foam alongside you. And from here, cross your legs in Swastikasana for a moment. So bring your left leg in first and have your right leg in front. Having your legs as they are, lift this right leg up and put the foot just inside of the knee. So you can see where my foot is resting. This knee resting onto the other. If it doesn't happen and the leg is very high, take your brick and support the knee joint itself. So you can shift that foot a little ways away and support the knee joint so that you like this. But have the knees passive, please. If it's a little bit lower, you can always put the foam there. And from there, just come forwards. Pin your outer hips equally down. And just come forwards. Just let go. Let go all resistance. Feel where there's tightness, where there's a tendency to hold back, and let go. Go to your capacity. Come sitting up. Unfold the legs. So now the right leg will go in first and the left leg on top. So take it just inside of the knee. You can see it's in that crease. Once more, propping up this top leg so that the hips are aligned. And once more, come forwards. Long front body. So the base of the sternum comes in front of the legs. Breathe. And come sitting up. And then once more, cross your legs the other way. So left leg in first. Now, tuck your left leg well in, taking your right leg, that calf once more, holding the calf and tuck that right foot in. Your right knee is going to be off the floor. For those of you that can even easily come into Padmasana, support that right knee for today and come forwards. Just let go. This actually is easier than the first pose, but we need to open the hips some to just allow a sense of coming forwards. From there, come up, undo the legs, please, with care, and then bringing the legs in, you're going to bring your left leg deep in, and I need to do the other side, apologies. So this one, this leg up, left leg on top now. Support the left knee. Because in doing so at the moment, what we're doing is we're keeping alignment of the hips.
That's why I've put this prop here for today. Often we go forwards and the knee just comes to the floor. But for today, for your practice, just keep it there and go forwards. Long front body, long sternum, just rest there. Check in where are the little grips, the tensions, the holding back. Can you soften? And from there, come sitting up and release your legs. Okay. So, in the class before, we swung the legs out to the side to do Bharadvajasana 1. So you're going to stay on your foam for today, and once more, swing the legs out to the left. Remember, the right leg goes out to the side, the left leg on top. But now, for today, you're going to take that left leg on top, first of all. For those of you that can, come off the support. For those of you that need the foam, I'm going to work with the foam for today, just for those of you that need it. Remember, we had that buttocks down. Take your right leg into half Padmasana. So if this knee is still up, now support along the shin bone, so that the knee is completely free, the thigh is free to allow that hip to continue to open. Unless, of course, this leg can come to the floor. So the heaviness of this foot will contribute towards that left buttocks descending. That's why so often it's good to get rid of that support, to make that left buttocks a little heavier. Remember once more those parallel lines of descending equally as you ascend. Swing your right arm behind your back, gripping your left inner upper arm, turn towards the right. Now you can let go, and there's your foot. Bharadvajasana 2. Lift and lengthen those parallel lines alongside the spine. Lift the front of your spine. Exhale. Press with your left hand, and turn. Looking over your right shoulder, roll that right shoulder down, tuck your right inner shoulder blade deeply into the back. Turn. Breathe, inhaling up to create space, length, maintaining that space. Exhale, bring those left back ribs, that left kidney band into the body. This arm is helping. This right arm is helping those left arm, is helping those left back ribs move forward. Release. Stretch the legs away from you. Careful the knees if need be. Hold the knee, extend the leg away from you. Now, take your right leg into half Virasana. Please, those of you that cannot do the Padmasana, you go back into your Bharadvajasana 1, where this foot will come underneath. Otherwise, we bring this foot half Padmasana. If you need to sit on a foam, please do. Otherwise, let the heaviness of this left foot bring this right buttocks down. Grip your inner upper arm and turn to the left. Once you're there, straighten this right arm, and there's your foot. So Bharadvajasana 1 is where you hold the upper arm. Now you release it, hold the foot and turn. Settle, especially this left foot down to ground the right buttocks. Those two parallel lines of the upper buttocks descending, especially this right one. To lift up, lift these right back ribs away from the arm, bring them into the body. Use that arm to turn a little more. Turn your head, look over your left shoulder. Tuck that left inner shoulder blade into the back and turn some more. And then release, come back to center. Release your legs, extend your legs away from you, coming into Dandasana. Take your foam and put your foam underneath your buttocks. And for today, please, everybody, sit on a support. If you're going to be folding your blanket, have your blanket at least sort of 2.5 centimeters thick, I think this is how thick our frames are. Yeah, it's about 2-3 centimeters. Have at least that. Have your bricks handy and your additional foam handy. Withdraw your buttock flesh back for a Marichasan 1. Bend up your right knee. Raise your right arm up and come forwards. Hold your outer left foot. Take your left hand alongside you. Now lift the spine as you stand the back of your left leg and your right mound of the big toe down. Lift the spine. Exhale, turn. Think of this pose as a twist for the moment. Lifting up through the spinal column as you exhale, twist and turn. Turn your head as well. And come forwards. Can you walk this hand even further forwards so that you bring these right back ribs in line with your right shin bone and come up. Extend your right leg away from you, bend up your left leg. Take hold of your outer right foot and come forwards. Root down through your left hand. Apologies, right hand, to lift the left side ribs up and turn. So can you walk this hand a little further forwards so that you can bring these right back ribs, left back ribs forwards into the body. And then come up, and we're going to repeat going into the final pose. So bend up your right leg. Now take your hands, both of them, onto the foot. Last time we twisted, but now bring yourself forwards. Take this right arm low down your shin, wrap it around your back, swing your left arm round, and let your right hand hold your left wrist. Roll the shoulders, shoulder blades, upper buttocks down to lengthen the front body forward. Press more with this right forearm to take the shin bone back and bring your left side ribs forward. Long spinal column. Rolling the shoulders back. Pull your hands back and down to shoot the front of the spine, to shoot the sternum forwards. Inhale, come up. Extend your right leg forward. Bend up your left leg. From here, folding forwards. Ease these left side ribs forward. Wrap your left arm low down your shin. Take it as low down as you can. Swing your right arm around your back. Your left hand holds your right wrist. Move that shin bone back as you stand the mound of the left big toe down. So this is like an arrow, the bow, shooting the arrow of the sternum, the front of the spine forwards. Ease the base of the skull up off the top of the spine. Quiet head. Keep moving those parallel lines. So the shoulder blades, the upper buttocks down towards the support that you're sitting on. Pull your hands back and down to shoot the front of the spine, the sternum forwards. Breathe. Inhale, come up and stretch your left leg away from you. Once more, bend up. First, Marichasan 2. You're going to now take this left leg into half Padmasana. Softening the sole of the foot into that lower abdominal cavity. Bring your right leg in. So please, if this position is not accessible for you, repeat Marichasan 1, the one that we have just done. Otherwise, if you find the knee is a little ways away from the floor, for example, like that, support your shin bone. Let the thigh continue to release down because it allows more openness to come to the hips. Otherwise, knee to the floor. Once more, come forwards, wrapping that arm as low down the shin as possible.
Your right hand holds your left wrist. Now lift up, lengthen the spine and turn. Remember Marichasan 1 the first time. Now lengthen the front body, ease, ease. Pin your right buttocks as best you can down and come forwards. Breathe. Roll the shoulders, shoulder blades back and down. Lengthen the front body, the front of the spine, easing over them. Stand mound of the right big toe down. Let this left heel make that right buttocks heavy. Abdomen soft. Inhale, come up. Release your right leg, release your left leg. Extend the legs away from you. Let the knees open for a while. Relax your right leg. Bring your right foot into half, Ardha Padmasana. So soften the foot. You can see how this heel just softens into the abdominal cavity, massaging that area. From that, come forwards. So that same action that we did earlier on. Wrapping your left arm round, left hand holds right wrist. Lift up, exhale, turn like we did in Marichasan 1, that preparation. And pin that left buttocks down as you come forwards. Draw the arms down the back to shoot the front of the spine, the sternum forwards. Soften especially the left side of the abdomen. Lengthen the sternum, come forwards, stretch your left leg away, stretch your right leg away. Be in Dandasana. Breathe. Bend up your right leg. Marichasan 3. So we've done 1, 2, now 3. Leaning back, create space in these right side ribs. Left side ribs to lift that left side of the spine now. Roll your inner upper arm up and out. So the biceps roll up and out as the triceps roll down, and then bend your elbow and turn to the right. Keep pressing the inner knee into the upper arm. That allows the rotation to bring those left back ribs into the body. Vital, especially in this pose, this knee remains aligned with the femur head. So the sacrum remains aligned. Draw back from your outer left heel towards your left hip to keep stability, alignment in the sacrum. Lift up the spine and exhale and turn. From that, reach your left arm forward. Come further forwards. Connect your left side ribs to your right thigh. Internally rotate the forearm. So this rolls up and out. This rolls down and in. Slip your arm back and let your left hand hold your right wrist. Keeping the alignment of the sacrum. Lift your spine. Now turn your head and look over your left shoulder. Tuck your left shoulder blade into the back and bring it forward some more to twist that little bit further. So left shoulder blade into the back, lift it up, dig it in, and release. Stretch your right leg away from you. Bend up your left leg. You can even bring your left toes slightly in. It gives a little more release in the sacrum. Leaning back, create space in these right side ribs. Lift the arm. Lift the spine. Roll that inner upper arm up and out as you connect the upper arm. So the inner upper arm wants to roll up and out as you connect onto that lower thigh. Lift the spine, turn. This knee in line with its own femur head, this outer hip drawing back. So this is stable, this does not. The sacral area remains aligned, stable. It does not need to move forward. Keep it aligned. We twist through the spine. From that, lean forwards. So the inner upper arm rolling up and out, turn the forearm in, turn the palm back, slip that hand through, and from there, turn. Stabilize the hips by hitting that knee into the upper arm, bring those right back ribs into the body. Turn your head, look towards your right foot. Draw that outer right hip back. Now, lift the spine as you inhale. Exhale. Dig that right inner shoulder blade deeply into the back. Take it forwards. So you twist more from those lower right back ribs. Inhale, lift the front of the spine. Exhale, turn. And release. Let go. Stretch your left leg away. Marichyasana 4. From there, once more, bend, first bend up your right leg, tuck that right heel, left leg. Left leg, bent into half Padmasana, bend up your right leg. From there, just like you did in Marichyasana 3, please remain sitting on your support for today. It just allows a little more easy access. Raise that right leg up. And on the exhalation, roll that inner upper arm up and out. Make that connection. Lift the spine, twist and turn. Internally rotate that forearm. Wrap your left arm around. And from there, inhale, lift up. Exhale, turn. Dig that left shoulder blade into the back. Turn. Soften that left heel. Turn. And release. Let go. Let go your right leg. Let go your left leg. Relax your right leg. Bring it up into half Padmasana. Bend up your left leg. Root down through the mound of that big toe. Soften this heel into the lower abdominal cavity. Raise your right arm up and turn. So just like Marichyasana 3. It's just this leg is in a different position. And now roll that inner upper arm out. And from there, wrap round. So right hand holds left wrist. With your right foot, press it down and root your left buttocks down. Lift the front of the spine and turn your head. Look over your right shoulder. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist. This left knee needs to move into alignment. Don't let it swing across the medial plane. From there, release, let go, stretch your left leg, stretch your right leg. Sit for a moment in Dandasana. I'm going to demonstrate sideways. Take your chair. Keep your support that you've been sitting on. If you need to sit higher, please do. But Paschimottanasana, supportive. Take your feet as wide as the legs of the chair. If you need to take the legs wider, please do. Draw the buttock flesh back. Take the back thighs from the inside out, so you release these inner groins down. Let a softness come here once more. Check, has there been a gripping? Take your arms forward, holding the backrest or the arms of the chair. Relax your shoulders. Lift right from the base of your sacrum up. Lift the whole of the front of your spine. Lift your sternum bone. Stand the back of your legs, right from the pit of the back thigh to your heels into the floor. Lift up and fold forwards. Lift up.
Make the front body, remember those parallel lines, front and back body, equally long. And when you've gone to your maximum, it might be here, that's fine. Then you can take your support and rest your head like that. If you're sitting vertically up, then I'm afraid if you're sitting like this, just bring your head into a quiet Jalandhara Bandha. But for those of you that can go a little further, rest your head. Keep the space around the heart center. Let the front of the spine become long and spacious as you allow the blood to flush and gush into the whole of the organic body. You've wrung it out. Now let it flow. Quiet head. Breathe. Find Shavasana in Paschimottanasana. And come sitting up and keeping your chair. Lie close to your chair for Shavasana. For those of you, if the thighs are a little longer, you can take your phones or take a blanket so that you almost re-establish that right angle that you did right at the beginning of the class. Lengthen the upper buttocks, lengthen the shoulder blades down the back. Let the front of the spine, let the back of the sternum, let these quadratus laborum ease towards the crown of the head as the shoulder blades, the upper buttocks release towards the chair. Roll the shoulders out. Broaden your collarbones. Tuck your chin ever so slightly towards your chest so your head is in neutral. If your eyes were open, they'd be looking at 90 degrees or slightly less. Release your lower jaw. Breathe. Have a deeper, fuller inhalation. Pause, and then another little inhale. Now have a long, slow, smooth exhalation. See how long you can take to breathe out and pause. Once more, deep inhalation, pause, another little inhale. It's like you top it up, and then long, slow, smooth, continuous exhalation. Pause. Have 2 more breaths like that in your own time. And then let go, even the breath. Let go completely. Gradually, gently allow the inhalation to become fuller. Feel the breath flowing through the whole of this inner body, to the tips of the fingers, to the soles of the feet. to the crown of the head. Let the inhale be full, flowing through every pore into every cell. And as you breathe out, just let go of the exhale. As you breathe in deeply, one by one, draw up your legs so your feet rest on the edge of the chair. Breathe out and rest the lumbar into the floor. Keeping the legs well tucked up, extend your right arm over your head and roll completely onto your right. Surround the back. Be like you bring yourself into a fetal position. As if like a baby beginning a new life, a fresh, innocent, anew. Press down with your left hand and come sitting in Sukhasana. Arms in Atmanjali Mudra. Eyes softly closed. The breath full and free. Totally unrestricted, unmoderated breath, following its own course. As you close and seal your practice for today, the sense of inner contentment, inner peace, Prashanta Chitta. And please remember that the Shavasanas I give you in these classes are short. So if you would like to stay for longer, stay for 10, 15 minutes, really enjoy, savor those moments that you can completely surrender the physical, the mental body for a moment. Namaste.